Yeah. Yeah, so this is the text that I got from a Kamala voter on Monday. Here's the text. All right, so here's the text after the stock market lost, whatever, 800 points, even though under the Kamala Harris, Biden-Harris administration, it lost 1,000 in December prior. It said, "Good job, Scott." This is what it read verbatim. "Good job, Scott. There's hyperinflation and the stock market has went down. But he's not really, he might be a businessman, but he's not an economist. So he said there was hyperinflation, which is inaccurate. Hyperinflation is what they have in Venezuela, where it takes you 1,000 bolivars to buy a hot dog. That usually costs, it's supposed to during regular times cost like a few dollars to buy the hot dog, not 1,000 or more. Basically, it means that if I'm a consumer in a stable economic country with a stable currency, that it would take me just a few paper monies or digital debit to buy something to eat, little like a hot dog or hamburger. It should only cost me no more, in a really healthy economy, no more than $2 or $3. Dun, dun. If you have inflation, then it's going to cost you more, obviously, but that's still not hyperinflation. Yeah. Obviously, if someone says that we are in a state of hyperinflation in the United States of America, they have no idea what they're talking about. Hyperinflation would mean our currency was worth diddly squat, and that the country was economically ruined, and it took me a stack this big to get a cheeseburger from McDonald's. But the leftists in the country, the Democrats, are still butthurt. They're so desperate to prove that they were right, that they made the right decision, because they're having trouble coping with loss, with their failure. I'm more like, I want to analyze my failures in life. I say, well, what went wrong? Whether it was my fault, somebody else's fault, maybe all of us together, failing together, losing together. I like to analyze my part, my role, in that failure. And I like to say, well, what can I do, to make things better in the future and correct it, instead of holding on and doubling down on something that's not going to win. So, yeah. I know there's so many leftists, there's so many communists, there's so many Democrats, voters that are still angry that Kamala Harris didn't win. But hope not. All right. Kind of be a little bit zippier because got to give Tula a bath, and Tula needs a bath in the sink, and I've got to clean the sink out and do the dishes. So I know they're so eager. Any kind of Democrat voter or Kamala Harris voter or Joe Biden voter or Obama voter or whatever, they're so eager when things aren't exactly perfect one day to say, oh, that's proof of Trump's failure. And so they send me a text. Good job. But this game is the long game. It ain't over till the Trump lady sings. And we got almost 4 years to go. 3 years and 9 months or whatever. We have until 2028 together, my fellow Americans. Walmart stalkers. I like a good Walmart stalking myself from time to time. In a Maserati? Damn. Is that a fancy car, Maserati? Sounds expensive. Oh, man. So inflation data cooled. It was all gloom and doom in ABC, Disney, and CBS, Viacom, Comcast, and Xfinity. It was all doom and gloom last few days in the news, in the mainstream legacy fake news media, corporate media. Now, that doesn't mean it's smooth sailing. It doesn't mean that there's not a recession on the horizon or that a recession could not occur. It just means that it wasn't the end of the world, economically speaking. Yeah. So the leftist corporate media run by the Democrat Party, state media propaganda. Oh, okay. So upset that the Democrats lost, so upset that Trump was reelected. At any kind of bumps in the road, they say, it's the end of the world. You voted for Trump. Oh my God. Nobody seemed to be complaining that much on the left or the Democrat voters when they had to pay $4 a fucking gallon gas in 2021. I didn't see NBC, ABC, and CBS complain that much. Yeah, it's NBC, Universal, that's Comcast, Xfinity, and then CBS is Viacom, Paramount, MTV. When there were economic problems during the Biden-Harris administration, I didn't see ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, and MSNBC cry that it was the end of the world, that we were about to go into a recession. So it is a horrible double standard. But get this sucker clean. So if things turn south, then maybe the Democrats, I could say, maybe they might send me a text. Oh, good job, Scott. You voted for Trump. See what you've done. It's not me who fucked America. That's Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. That's the permanent Washington that's been bilking the American taxpayer for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's who really put America up the shit by their greed and lust for power. That's who really fucked us in the ass. It wasn't me who put the country in almost $37 trillion worth of debt. It ain't me. I wasn't no fortunate son. No. I wasn't no senator's son. Joe Biden. Hunter Biden. It ain't me. John Fogerty, CCR. Yeah. Fortunate son. Fortunate son, anyone? Yeah, that's a classic. Like Black Sabbath's War Pigs. I wonder how measles could be spreading beyond Mennonite or anti-vax religious sects. No, I am excited that I voted for Donald Trump. I am so happy that Kamala Harris is not president right now. We have more secure borders. Donald Trump and Elon Musk, as administration, are cutting the fat of permanent Washington and the deep state. Enemies of the United States of America are afraid of us again, as they should be, by the way. Yeah, so I'm unrepentant in voting for Donald Trump. So, yeah. What was that? Just a teapot? But when shit was going south during the Biden-Harris administration, I didn't get any texts saying, oh, I wish Trump was back in office again. I don't know. It only works when Trump's in office. It's only a one-way street. It's not a two-way street, apparently. Every president has challenges. And basically, Donald Trump has to clean up 4 years in 4 years of the disastrous, corrupt, do-nothing Biden-Harris administration. Fuck up or do nothing. Incompetent or do jack shit. And things get worse. So, It's like, so the Biden-Harris administration was fuck up or do nothing and things get worse. That was their administration in a nutshell. Corruption and incompetence intertwined. Obama's de facto third term, in other words, where he ruled the country from Martha's Vineyard and destroyed it even more than he ever did from 2008 to 2016. Well, I look at the Biden-Harris administration as Barack Hussein Obama's last rodeo, his final rodeo in American politics. Barack Hussein Obama got 3 chapters, but he will not get a 4th in the form of Michelle. So that's just not happening. I'm hoping it's clear for the lunar eclipse this Thursday night, so I can get some great live video. So that's what I'm hoping for. So it must be the hardest thing for the Democrat Party and the Kamala Harris voters to realize you didn't win. You weren't correct. You didn't make the right decision. And those same voters didn't make a correct decision in 2020 either. But they had the right to vote for Kamala and Biden. Bye, Biden. Oh, I didn't even get to sing my parody song. Hit the road, Joe. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Joe. Don't you come back no more. And are the Democrat Party for 2028, are they going to run that giraffe-looking thing, Elizabeth Warren? Oh, yeah. Or maybe Gavin Newsom, the cheap used car salesman, American Psycho. Gordon Gekko, American Psycho. That's cool that he's keeping the hair from the 80s back. You know, I used to actually, when I was younger, like in the late 90s, I used to slick my hair back because I saw all the guys doing it in business. And I said, hey, that's a cool thing to do, slick your hair back. I was like, that looks cool, like Wall Street. That looks like a cool way for a guy to do his hair, you know? if anybody voted for Barack Hussein Obama and it was shit, or you voted for Joe Biden and it was shit, or you voted for Kamala Harris and she didn't win, there is a chance that folks that are in that boat can repent and they can say, I was wrong. And man, that was shit, that $5 a gallon gas. Oh man, that anti-white policies were, man, that was total shit. Those Barack Hussein Obama, Biden policies were total shit. And then you could, atone yourself and you could repent and you could say, oh, okay, well, I won't do that next time. And lesson learned. And then, the voters can move on. That's good. That's honest, But not moving on from the fact that your side lost, or maybe somebody out there voted for Obama in 2008 or 2012 and they had buyer's remorse and they wanted to change it. Not moving on is really the crime, is not learning from mistakes. Now that's really I thought about the old saying today, It's like a mistake is only a problem when someone refuses to correct it. So, yeah, I like that. I like that old saying. So it's really true. A mistake only becomes a problem only if someone chooses not to correct it. That. I think that holds true just as it did back in the old days when people used to say it all the time, as it does today. So. Yeah. It does feel good to be a winner, though, The candidate you vote for wins twice. It does feel fantastic to be part of a winning team. It does feel wonderful. But oh, I love these terrific tariffs. It's terrific. Get some more juice on these tacos. Are they playing some hip hop music for me? Bust out some beats, dog. Get some of those hip hop beats kicking for me. Hip hoping. I wish that I knew what I knew now when I had boners. What if it was, that's the Viagra commercial? I wish that I knew what I know now when I had boners. That could be like a good Viagra commercial by Sir Rod Stewart, huh? When I had erections. I wish that I knew what I know now when I was younger, boy. Yeah, what am I amazed about Sir Rod Stewart? I think really how good the songs remain for years and years. They never, even the disco-laden, like, Do You Think I'm Sexy, is still so catchy even today. So I'm really astounded by how a lot of the songs by Rod Stewart and the Faces and a solo career still hold up today. Yeah. Because I thought that in time they would fade, they would lose their strength and power, and their potency. but they really haven't. And so they just kind of endure because they're great. Dun, dun. If you have psychosis symptoms. If you see fairies and wizards, call the doctor. Or Satan telling you to axe yourself in the throat. Yeah. Those are some hell of a side effects. Those side effects don't pharma-suit me. Ah. Now, the people that voted for Kamala, if the United States economy goes into a recession, then I'm going to get all the texts and phone calls. Hey, voted for Trump. Good job. You're going to get, sarcastic, angry comments. Yeah. Well, if you believe something, you got to take a few hits for it. Sometimes, if things don't always work out. So, that's just how it is. I mean, believers know that you got to fight the devil to win. So believers know that it's not going to be an easy cakewalk or a walk in the park to eternal salvation. So every marriage knows that the whole marriage isn't going to be like their initial mating phase, their puppy love phase, their initial courtship, right? A marriage is going to be a long test, like life itself, filled with ups and downs and peaks and valleys and troughs. And got the oh yeah. So I get to hopefully be alive to celebrate the 250th anniversary, the 250th birthday of America, God willing, with the greatest president of the 21st century, perhaps one of the greatest presidents of all time, Donald John Trump. Hooray. It would be difficult to celebrate that esteemed 250th anniversary with another candidate like Crapalla, Scamalla Harris. Yeah, these are really good. Great, even. Howardy Butts, kettle cooked potato chips. Jalapeno. Papas fritas. Las papas fritas. A Mexican guy once, he came up to me one time and like we worked at this gas station together, and he came up and he's like, tetas, 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 tetas. And then years later, I was working somewhere, and he came in the store at the Kroger's where I worked at, and he goes, do you remember the time I told you about tetas, tetas, tetas? I remember the time you said tits in Spanish over and over again. I do remember that. It changed my life. Thank you for that. Ooh, cold. Put the Fritos up, down. Cause tonight is the night for the puppy bath in the sink. Now the sink is ready for puppy bath of Tula. It's Johnson's Cotton Touch Newborn Wash and Shampoo. Yet no more tears. No more tears. Ding, 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 ding. Ozzy Osbourne again. We're back to Ozzy. We have gone full circle back to Ozzy because No More Tears that triggered the Ozzy Osbourne well, that's solo Ozzy Osbourne. So is that Randy Rhoads, the guitars? So if Ozzy got sober or something like that from alcohol, it would be no more beers. Ding, 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 ding. I was too young to go see one of those Ozzy Osbourne 1980 shows, but I see the old videos on MTV. I see like the big, huge, fire-breathing skulls, and I kind of wish I was young enough to catch one of those. Oh well. Maybe one day music will be great again too. I'm hoping and praying. After we clean the kitchen, though, I think we need to freshen it up a little bit. Now we brought. Now the kitchen has been brought to an aromatic state of excellence from the fart. And so. I can feel it. It's breathing a lot better. And ice, ice, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Go back to your own fucking country. Boom, 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 boom. Ice, ice, deporting. Oh.